come to stop because I have been using ChatGPT plus subscription via OAuth with Codex 5.3, and to my knowledge, I have not set it for all of my cron jobs, but let me show you something very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I have 12 active cron jobs, out of which 7 are rate limited and 3 are healthy. These 3 are probably using a different model, open browser, but all of these models, with all of these cron jobs, all of these, 7 out of 12 are using AI. Design, tune-up, checkpoints, nothing. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. And Indra just cooked, man. He just cooked. I'm talking just today, recent. He used 538.k tokens as input, out of which 22.6k came out. Because the input he's getting is so many files every single time a cron job runs, the input is so high. The output is simple. If you take all of that and just say, hey, spawn this agent, spawn that agent, do that, do this, very light task that he had to do, but the input alone is enormous. And the cache, this threw me off a little bit. 2 million in cache. Meaning that's how much he knows about me and the systems I've built. That's how much he understands. If only this was 20 million, I would have an autonomous Indra operator. I wouldn't have to tell him nothing. He knows everything about me end to end. Period. Right? I had just recently, and total 152 sessions. You know what a session is? One Telegram session is one session. I'm not sure how long it was, and I don't know if it's for the last 7 days or last 10 days, but I had 152 sessions. All of them are not active at the moment, but they were 152 in total. Active, killed, blocked, spawned, respawn, all of those. The context window itself is 272k using GPT 5.3 Codex. I'm using this much as an input. I mean, this is combined for all the recent sessions, not just for one session. That would be crazy. He would just die. This model would not, it wouldn't even come close to what I need. The gateway is still healthy, it's open, configured, bot is okay. All of my cron jobs are rate limited, and they keep saying try again, try again, try again, try again, try again, try again, try again. So at this point I said, well, everything is going on a fast pace. I want to take this time to punch the brakes. I don't want to go blindly and just keep pushing the same kind of apps, the same kind of versions already. So they had a lot of things happen today. This is my first time watching this with you. I don't know what the apps have gone through, the updates, the versions, new apps in the pipeline. I know what they are because I have them on I know and what they had. Today they have been in the pipeline. Most of them have been updated and overhauled. Some of them went through design changes and whatnot. And I have to say that 2 of our apps already have code. There are apps that I'm not even on. And I did not touch a single line of code. Not even a single line. Let's go. Cinder. Budget. Okay. This is Rocket Money. Sponsored. Mine is not sponsored. It's right there. There's only 2. Alright, Cinder Budget. It's a niche name. Cinder Budget. Subscription and budget tracker. So compared to Rocket Money, they're close. But that's how it looks. You download it, you can add your own subscription, see how much budget you have, how much you're spending, are you overspending, are you underspending, something like that. You can see your dashboard over here, and there's your expenses, something like that. If there's any increase in price, you can set alerts yourself, and it's pretty cool. I did not touch a single. I did not touch a damn thing in this. It's only 613 KB. 613 KB. Do you imagine? That's how simplistic the app is. Very simplistic. And my other app, Pair Flip. App number 2. Screenshots did not do justice. 1, 2, 3, same shot. Model to something else, or use a different model, or get an API from OpenAI, or upgrade my current ChatGPT subscription to Pro, I'm not really looking at using Indra as much, which I think this is a check for me. I needed this. I believe I needed this because I've been grinding for the last 10 days non-stop, and at this point I kind of have a system in place. Proven my idea of autonomously sending apps from idea to App Store without touching a single line of code and without me pushing any buttons. Literally, I mean, these are the initial prototype apps, and I had to push a lot of buttons. My usage was so high. And I had never shut my Mac Mini off. I did not shut my Mac Mini off for the last 2-3 weeks. It was always on, all the applications were on. And today, I have received one message that says, no space left on device, open so-and-so. I go, no space? What do you mean no space? Did I run out of 256 gigabytes of storage? That's my first question. So I came home, I looked at it, and I go, what the heck? I could not use my Mac. I'm completely frozen. I could go over to the lower section of the screen. Right here, I could scroll them. I could pass over the app icons, so I couldn't really click anything in the screen itself. And this is what I saw. Your system has run out of application memory. To avoid problems with your computer with any application you're not using. That's how far I've taken it. Not go deep. Probably a month old. Brand new. And these are just some of the apps. I took a screenshot after I had cleared a lot of. I have forcefully terminated a lot of applications that were on. These It's Apple. It can do so many things, you would think, right? No? No? So even though it's Apple, there is a limit on how far you can push it. My limit seems to be every week or 10 days, you're gonna have to reset or log out and log back in. So it works out. Some of my tips. Let me see. Hear me. Wait a minute. Wait. But having said that, I have this is the board that you are seeing that I created. I have created this in the meantime, so I have an idea on what's happening. We'll say. I have to work on this still. But you can see that my weekly usage is 0%. I have 0% left on my weekly usage. My weekly there's nothing left, so I only get reset for 5 hours. I can only use the app because I have exhausted all of my usage. And now I'm totally trying to understand why I'm using ChatGPT for all of my contracts, why go through a lot of fine tuning, so this is now open heavy. I'm learning from this. I don't know, I have to match this, try to understand what else I can do, what else I can consider running from one job, which would save me a lot of tokens and usage. I don't want to be burning it in a matter of a day or 2 days and then not be able to do anything for the next 5 days. That would be really sad. That would be really sad. So I'm considering switching to 5.1 codecs or 2. I have asked Claude to do me a favor and look at it and give me a report, which seems it's done. Let's go through it as I give you a speech. Okay. Switched now, it has already done it. I didn't even ask it, but it's done it. Codex mini, 4x higher rate limits. Job, ASC review, backup verify, update status, frequency, Y mini is fine, biggest ever. Verify screen, just checks for updates, keep touch on 5.08 jobs, need to health check, continuous workload, daily request for morning extra, daily export switch, daily weather. ASC review watch alone was 544 minutes a day. That's the single biggest workout training. Moving it to mini should meaningfully extend your weekly limit. Mini has its own separate rate limit too. 180 to 900 messages for 5 hours on plus versus so and so and so. So your dashboard app will reflect these changes in the next week. That's about that for now, and also install another wonderful app. Most of you might know about this. I knew about this, but I pushed it for a long time. I didn't want to really go away from platform to platform, app to app. I kind of wanted everything in one place, but yesterday I have gone through a lot of changes and thought about it. No matter what you ask of Claude, it will sometimes deploy agents, sub-agents, and the sub-agents are not really as good as Claude itself, which I have learned the hard way. Yesterday I had a very simple task to do. It deployed some agents and gave me the update, and it was all garbage. I knew all of those was wrong because I had put the systems in place already. There's like 2 hours fresh in my mind that all of those have been rectified, modified, in place for the system, which now you're saying need to be created again. Are you sure about this? I asked Claude to do a validation of all the outputs itself. Let's go. Oh, sorry, my bad, bro. It's all wrong. Bro, that happened. What is this? Let me download this. I'm gonna ask Claude to do the digging for me. Who's gonna read all of that? Not me. This is the latest program license agreement from Apple. If you could do me a favor and go through the entire file and give me an update on what is updated, what needs to be changed. Do we have to keep anything in mind or verify and change and modify anything, or is everything good and can keep rolling with the setup we have already? That's interesting. I'm not gonna agree to anything yet. And let's go to apps. Let's go to apps and see. Let me show you what all I have in the pipeline. That might shock you. Look at this. Are you seeing this? Is anybody seeing this? Are you? These two are already in app. This one has been approved recently, which should also be available, but I don't actually see it for some reason. Let me see. Screenshots are there, iPad is there. It's there. I mean, it's there. You should be able to download it. Purchases, pricing and availability. 27 cannot send, 1 not available, 147 available. Right. So you should be able to download. The app, but I don't really see the app available for download, which is very interesting. I had submitted so many times all of these apps. And this app, this is my first ever app, and this still needs updates. This has been rejected so many times. Not even funny. This is how many times it got rejected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Rejected 9 times. And I'm still working on it. So now they go, oh, this is a screenshot download. Let's see what the screenshot is. Full description. Is that really description? It has new screens. Products are not available yet. Please try again. Hello. Thank you, sir. This helps a lot. Now I know what needs to be changed. Issue description. One or more bugs that negatively impact users. Next steps. Support URL provided in the App Store. This one. It is this? He's saying does not direct to a website with information users can use to ask questions, request support. Next steps. Update the specified support URL to direct users to a functional website with the support information, resources. Learn about support URLs and other platform version information on App Store. Reply to this message in your preferred language if you need assistance. If you need additional support, use the contact us mobile module. Consult with the fellow developers and Apple engineers on the Apple developer form. Request an app review appointment and meet with Apple to discuss your app's review. Appointment subject to availability during your local business hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Provide feedback on this message and review. Experience by completing a short. This app needs a complete overhaul. This app is not for you. Replicat is fine as a service provider. The standard term covers this action needed, but does not. Summary. Charge fee with IAP. You must enter into Schedule 2 with Apple. Action check. Your live apps center budget pay split need revenue cap plus IAP for V2. Make sure Schedule 2 paid applications agreement is accepted in App Store Connect under agreements, tags, banking. If it's not signed, your IAP subscriptions will be rejected. This is likely already done if you set up banking, but verify. I did not set up banking. C is mandatory. You must provide a privacy policy in your application on the App Store and or on your website explaining your collection, use, disclosure, sharing, protection, and deletion of user or device data, status of ship, checklist, this. Every app needs a URL in ASC metadata. Just confirm all the live and shipping apps have one. Requirement consent, no collection user data. Device collecting user or device data without prior consent, no permanent device identifiers for uniquely identifying a device for your apps. If any app uses analytics, even basic crash reporting, make sure you are declaring it properly in the app privacy section of ASC and you are getting consent when needed. Combination monitoring section 238 use requirements and keep adapters compatible with for you. Not on app so no action any app integration on device AI is compatibility with current OS section 6.8. Apps must be compatible with the currently shipping OS at submission time and must stay current. Action. Make sure your Xcode and deployment targets are current. Apps that fall behind can be removed. App Store screenshots must be accurate. You will not attempt to hide, misrepresent, or obscure any features, content, services, or functionality in your submitted applications. Learn and learn this rejection 2.3.3 screenshots must match current binary. Your ASO protocol policies, certificate, security, solely responsible for preventing any unauthorized personal authentication certificate. Well, you said I need to do something. App Store Connect under agreements, tax, and banking. So I need to go to agreements, tax, banking. Hmm, can't really. Whoa, what are you doing, bro? API, yep. API, API, API. Add bank account. What is this right here? Number. I will give it to you one moment. I really don't. Oh, come on, dude. Come on. Very interesting. One easier one remember. Oh, yes, the coding the Here it is. Oh, done that. Active, active. Everything is active. Now, if I make money, I'll come right to my account. Very good, very good. Very, very good. The only thing left is to make that money, bro. Now, what I wanted to do next. What I wanted to do next. Great. Update all this to you, memory, and also to Obsidian, please, and thank you. So we can use that and make sure we have implemented systems in place in our pipeline and make sure we refine it. unlock full subscription. Track all of your subscriptions without limits. Start 7-day free trial. The products are not available yet. Please try again. Restore purchases. Apple account password. Yesterday I had like 1 and 2 dots. Now I have multiple connected to each and every single node. They're all connected somehow. All of them. Well, my apps are not here, huh? I'm guessing it'll display after I See, it has applied my thumb rule. Two buttons. Add food. Same thing. Add food. Cancel. Same. Need to work on this cancel button right here. Meat and health. Cooked chicken. Cooked beef. Cooked pork. Chicken. Cooked on March 13th. Expired March 17th, 2024. Beef. Rice. 4 days. Hard boiled eggs. 7 days. 4 days. How are you? Soup from chicken soup. 4 days. Casserole. 4 days. Is that really true? Cooked vegetables. 4 days. Roasted potatoes. 5 days. According to USDA or something? That's what it said, no? Cancel that. Cancel this. I need to work on content, man. I need to come up with a profile picture, cover photo. Gave me a thumbs up. Did you see that? I said okay, gave me a thumbs up. Crazy. This is crazy. Our systems are not still perfect, and I want to make it perfect. I want to refine it and enhance it so the same mistakes and errors does not happen again and again. For one of our apps, Sub-Zero, it has been rejected 9 times so far. I think around 9 times so far. And we have not rectified the errors that have been generated from the previous builds. We are not obliging to the rules and regulations and the rejections that we are getting from the App Store. So from here on out, I'm thinking of implementing one thing. If an app is rejected, the pipeline should wait for me to give the reason for rejection in form of a screenshot or in the form of text. It will wait for me. In the meantime, it will wait for me for 10 minutes, if not 5 to 10 minutes, for me to provide input. If I don't provide input in that window, it will pick up another app and start working on another app in the pipeline, in the queue, in the backlog, doesn't matter. Stalled, blocked. It'll pick up and start working. Because why I want to implement this system is the more learnings we have, the more we can make the system robust and the more we can improve it and make sure the same error or the same mistake does not happen again. This gives us an opportunity to make sure that every time I give a screenshot, that's a learning. It should be added as a priority that none of the apps going forward should make this mistake top priority. So I believe going forward in the future, the more apps we put in, the lesser rejections we come across, and because we would have already gone through most of the rejections, base level rejections, which would reject apps, but we would have covered all of those because we have done those mistakes early on, and in the future we will not have to deal with those because we are pixel perfect and everything is covered and we are following the policy and rules and regulations. All right, how about you think about this strategy and this system enhance it more for me, make it even more elaborate and efficient. This is just kind of my raw idea, which I wanted to implement. So moving forward, this is how I plan to solve and rectify it, because the API or the system doesn't really know why the app get rejected. They kind of assume why they get rejected, and then just build something inappropriate or do something inappropriate, send it to a different phase, sometimes rerun the whole phase. It doesn't really know the content or context of why it got rejected and what needs to be rectified or modified to make sure it passes. And the main thing is we have to follow privacy policy URLs. They should work, and the privacy policy URLs should have contact us button where the customers can contact us for support, and it should be support at aetryx.com, because we have created it on Cloudflare, so that should help us. Also, having said that, I am more looking forward to refining the system rather than developing new features for the system. The system as it is working okay, not great, but there's a lot of polishing need to be done, a lot of updates need to be pushed, and we have to make sure that this system becomes a well-oiled machine that does everything on repeat. But from learning from the experiences it had, the mistakes it made, what to look for, what to make sure doesn't mess up when we're before we submit to the app store. I have also enabled my bank account, my payments are enabled. I have signed up, I have my tax form submitted, I have everything enabled for me to start generating and receiving money to my bank account. So we are good on that end. We should follow section 2 or version 2 or whatever it is from the policy. We need to follow that v2 of v2 to generate in-app purchases, I believe, for IAP. um, Having said that, I want you to take all of this information, do some research, and come up with a strategy or an idea that we can implement to make sure this will be implemented going forward for all the apps, and only when they get rejected. Only when they get rejected, not for the apps that don't get rejected. Only when the app get rejected, the whole pipeline runs autonomously. But when an app get rejected, then it will send me in Discord or maybe in Telegram if configured, and message asking for the rejection context, either in a form of screenshot or text or document. It doesn't matter, and then it will include that to the local lesson for that particular app project, and also in the global learnings file, where none of the apps coming forward should make this mistake, because most of the apps that we're going to build will have in-app purchases and free trials. So they should maintain that integrity and follow the same path. So we know if one app gets past the approval stage, all the others will work the same. At the moment, the privacy policy for being generated for all of the apps is okay, but there is no real contact us section with real contact opportunity. So I would like for that to be rectified and be implemented in the system. And also some of the in-app purchases, for example Sub-Zero, it has an option where users can buy a premium plan for annual or monthly, but when they click to buy, it says product or service not available, or some kind of error comes up, which should have been tested. Why is that not tested in the test phase, in the QA phase? How is that skipping? So any feature that we have coded or built into the system should be tested meticulously in the test phase. That is a top priority, and that is not being applied in our system. If that is applied, we would not come across this problem now. The test agent is not really validating the content exactly as you see it. He should be doing it test doesn't mean if the file exists or not, button exists or not. Test actually means whether the button works or not, it is doing what it's meant to be doing. What is populating the screen? What happens when I click the buttons on the screen? Is it doing what I want to do? Is it, you have to follow the screen, you have to use the app from the customer's standpoint and what we intend to have the customer use it and what purposes. If there is purchases, you have to make sure that the purchases do work in the test phase. If a real user were to download and use it, how are they going to do it? And we're going to prioritize on local storage of data. We are not going to have storage that uses data on cloud or something like that. We will prioritize on local storage on their own devices, so we don't have to worry about privacy concerns from the users and their content being misused, because everything from their device, from everything from the app will be stored inside their device, so they have a peace of mind and we have a peace of mind. Having said that, these are all the comments that I have now in this phase of the app. We need to take a deep breath, take a step back, and understand the mistakes we have made and make sure that the systems are engineered in a way that they don't repeat the same mistake again and again. So I want you to do a deep investigative audit of all the systems in the pipeline, how they are being done, how the each phase is validating the outcomes, and is it rigorous or not, because it has to be meticulous. We cannot miss even a single screen, single button, single user experience on the app. We have to dial that down as much as possible. Having said that, you do you. Come back to me with your findings, and we'll go from there. Thank you. That was a pretty long prompt. Very good prompt. I'll give you the rejection reason for the apps, and also what is present in the current GitHub URL for one of the apps, so we can improve on that. Extensions, manage extensions, repair. Repair. pushing cloud code to its limits. This is it. This is what we need. This is exactly what we need. This is exactly what we need. I didn't do that before. Why did I not do that? Right? This is so easy. Take all the information, give it to cloud, and digest all the information. I have given you all the links that we need. This is only for the app Sub-Zero that I have seen the rejection. Uh, if we figure this app out, I believe we can make policies and systems and put them in place for all the other apps so they can follow. All of the apps and links are provided for the documentation so we can learn from it and not make the same mistake again. If there is any way you can't process all of them, please do let me know. I will provide the links again and the documentation again. I have also provided screenshots. I have given you the links. I have given the context so you can make sure you're double checking with the above output that you have given me, because most of your local agents don't do a good job. I want you to double check and validate the output that they have given you, and then we'll proceed with the input that I have given you now with the output you got from your agents and the summary that from the above. We will make sure we are over lapping both of those and coming to a conclusion with what needs to be done, what is already in place, what is broken, what needs to be implemented, what systems need to be refined, and how the checklist or the compliance should be put in place. So all of this are being followed. Oh, it already compacted. No. Boundary build, Cinder, IEP, Medledger, Mixing, Pair, Proofs, and Pulse, Quiet Lock, Size Voltages of Blank, Still Good, Expiring, Shrink Snap. What the screenshot look like? Hello? 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 Chloramine gas. Hello? I like this. Wait for you. Oh, these are already in review? Okay. That was just fake numbers. Don't even worry about it. It should be there. Yeah. Right there. Probably need to build the application ourselves. It's fetching all of these, fetching that, submit an in-app purchase information, configuring, submit, configuring in-app purchase information, received, 200. We are Julianing, guys. We are Julianing. findings. Exactly what needs to happen. All apps deploy, template needs to be updated to changes RevenueCAD account setup for subscription. Check RevenueCAD setup.sh. Products created in RevenueCAD dashboard matching the product IDs. Real API key injected into the build. Fix IAP products submitted to AAC. Per Apple's documentation for first time IAP submission. Products must be ready to submit status AAC. Add to local plus global learnings, determine fix. If no response, park app, pick up next in queue. Every rejection learnings becomes a backlog, shift checklist. Check. Yes, sir. Summary. Why this keeps happening? They validate files, metadata, screenshots, and ASC API calls, but nobody checks if the IAP products are nobody checks if the process doesn't actually work. Nobody checks if the support URL is really Yes, I would like for you to do that, but I have one question before you do. All the mistakes and learnings, global learnings, local learnings, right? If a learning is there, and if for example, something got rejected and I provide you the rejection data, in ideal scenario, all of these previous or rejection sources would be in the file, and whatever rejection I do give you will be something that is not in the file. For some reason the system did not work as it should, and the same error did occur again, and I gave you the information for a different app, but the reason is the same, rejection is the same, and I give you the screenshot. What happens in the learnings or in the feedback loop or in the pipeline? Does this being validated or checked against all of the errors or previous mistakes we have made, and only when it's unique and has not been implemented before in the system will it be added, or will it be blindly added to the system every time I provide something without checking and validating if this is something new that we have not implemented before? This is the one question I had, because that's an important question. You can't keep adding to the file the same mistake over and over. You can't keep saying, "Hey, you have to make sure all the screenshots work on both an iPad. Hey, you have to make sure all an iPad. Hey, you have to make sure all that screenshots work on both iPhone and iPad." Same error, different apps, but the error is the same, rejection is the same. Hunter Alpha. Hunter Alpha. Great question. The answer is you must deduplicate every rejection you provide to check against the existing learning before being inactive. That's how it should work. Validation, via proof rejection, screenshots, provides or text, cost guideline number, reason, search, rejection learnings for matching guideline failure and failure taxonomy. No, this is a new learning. Add to rejection learnings.json. Create new checklist. Check to enforce it. Update role templates if needed. New rejection reason. Add learning. Add enforcement. Repeat rejection reason. The learning already exists, but the gate that's supposed to catch it is broken. Fix the gate. Don't duplicate the learning. A repeat rejection is actually more serious than a new one. It means the system knew about the problem but failed to enforce it. That's an enforcement audit, not a new learning. I know it. In practice, if pair split gets rejected for guideline 2.18 purchase button error, same as prescription, the system should 2.1a is purchase button error. Match against RL002. Same guideline, same pattern. Not add RL004 with the same content. So we have rejection learnings as a new file. Instead ask ship checklist 42, revenue cat API key, and 44 purchase flow test should have caught this. Why didn't they? Login enforcement failure. The check exists, wasn't run, or wasn't effective. Fix the check's implementation, not the knowledge. This way, rejection learnings.json stays lean and each entry is unique. The file grows only when Apple teaches us something genuinely new. I build this deduplication logic into the rejection handling. Now let us start implementing it right now. Now let me create a rejection handling protocol and update the custom template. Why is it that I'm constantly logging back into my Chrome tabs? That's a very good question. It just got to me. Yeah, after it so many times and keeps asking me why is it Why is it happening? Yeah, my Apple developer certificate got locked out. Why? Once this is done and implemented, I will stop the streaming for today. And I gotta take care of some personal business, as I was saying. Test reliability, design quality audit, mandatory maybe I should reduce top 40, bottom 40% to bottom 20%. So have a sleek design. You don't need customers to go use the phone when all of a sudden one. Ask them to go all the way from here to there. This will gate failure handling. Now let me update memory and verify everything in the system. I still don't know end to end. I have to be humble. I know just enough to be dangerous. That's a lot of learnings, a lot of different enhancements we have done today. Today was a productive session. Today it was very productive. Now update the same to Obsidian, please. Files created, rejection learnings.json. We already have 3 learnings in there with dedup rules baked in, deduplicate. Rejection handling v2, rejection learnings and rejection handling 2. One is in data, one is in protocols. Files updated, data, ship checklist, templates, roles, test, templates, roles, project lead, scripts, deploy privacy policy. Simple matrix, now I show email and the types of app support section. What you still need to do manually. De-deploy privacy policies for all live apps, deploy, search, and for pulse checks and rebut. Set up revenue cat for bus description with real API key, replace in so and so and so. Create IAP products in ASC. Display names, descriptions, max 45 characters, and review screenshots. What's a review screenshot? Select IAP products in the app versions, in-app purchases, subscriptions section before submitting. Implement version 3.0 build 6 or 3.1. This since Apple requires new binary after reject. what is happening? For 7 minutes? Now update the same to Obsidian, please. Now it took a long time to process a simple thing. Well, anyway, I gotta go, as I was saying, but today was a productive session. Got done a lot of things, and I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna do with OpenClaw, my dry agent. He's not running at the moment, nothing is being done. I think today was a good day. We had some time to think about it. We had time to redo our systems, make sure everything is in place. So this is good. This is really good. Connections we got, the bigger it is.